I got ready and went to school. In the first period, our class teacher, who taught us English, told us to take out our composition exercise books. I took out the mathematics copybook by mistake. I replaced it quickly, but the teacher perhaps had kept her gaze fixed on me. She shouted, "Come here with your copybook, Sarla." I obeyed her, but her angry looks made my legs shake, and when I reached her chair, the copybook fell on her feet. Some girls laughed loudly. The teacher thought that I had dropped the copybook on purpose. She stared at me with an all devouring look. "Go and stand near your seat," she yelled. I kept standing, punished for the whole period. The next was history class and my favorite period. The teacher had asked us to memorize the causes and result of the Battle of Panipat. I was well prepared. She began testing all of us one by one. When my turn came, I went blank. The teacher gave me a stern stare while I stood there still with my head hanging down in shame. Mama and Papa continued their never ending tips, whether it was a little extra salt in the vegetable, or delay in preparing food, or forgetting to iron the clothes. Papa used every opportunity to express his annoyance. Mama, on her part, did not allow any such occasion to slip without turning it into a vociferous quarrel. The quarrel was invariably between the two, but the punishment inevitably descended on a third one. That is me at school. Wherever and whenever I heard raised voices, I felt as if Mama and Papa were quarreling. Sometimes, even in the midst of silence, Mama's screams came piercing through my ears, and whenever I heard Mama's high pitched yells, my legs quivered. One day I was coming down the school stairs. Somebody from the top gave a frantic scream. I fell and came tumbling down about 7 steps. My elbows and knees were badly bruised. My new frock was torn at the seams. When I reached home, Mama shouted, "Oh, this wretch! I am sick of her. When will you stop making me pay through the nose for such extravagant losses?" I gripped the torn edge of my frock and kept looking at Mama and entreating eyes, but the imploring look only got me a solid slap as reward. My sobs were stifled, and I tried to swallow the tears that were trickling down. Mama seized me by the arm, gave me a good jerk, and seated me on the bed. She fetched mercurochrome and applied it to my elbow and knees, but did not hug me. Within me lingered the yearning that she would hold me close to her bosom and console me. Even if she had given me just a sympathetic pat, my smarting limbs would have been soothed. My younger brother was close by. As Mama walked away to the kitchen, he came and sat beside me. He placed his little hand on my arm and whispered, "Are you in great pain?" I hugged him tight and started crying again. I used to walk quite cautiously, yet I would often stumble. One day, the PT instructress announced, "We will call her Slippery." Others sleep on wet ground. Sarla manages to sleep even on dry land. That provided the other girls of the class new scope for fun. They tease me with the new title every day. Soon, a verse was composed in my honor. Slippery, slippery, sleeping without muck. Ask her the simplest question, no answer is your luck. I lived in perpetual fear of everyone, the girls, the teachers, the young and the old. When I was in class, I dared not move out, and when I was outside, I was afraid of re entering the class, nor could I muster the courage to speak to anyone. The moment the teacher fired a question at me, my legs would weaken, my throat would go dry. While reciting a poem, I would shudder, and after a few lines, words would freeze in my throat, and then I would cry and cry at my helpless fate helplessly. The bell had already rung when I reached the school. The teacher was in the classroom. I sought permission to enter. The teacher wore an angry frown on her face, but she let me enter and told me to see her in the teacher's room after the class. Her tone was not of annoyance or anger, yet an unknown fear made me nervous. Reassuring myself that she has a kind hearted teacher and would not punish me, I reached the teacher's room with hesitant steps. The teacher greeted me with a smile and asked me to sit by her side. Her tender tone turned my sighs into sobs. She pulled her chair close to mine and patting me on the head, said, "What makes you cry, my child? I haven't said a word to you." After a brief pause, she continued, "Tell me what your trouble is. Confide in me, for am I not like a sister to you?" A rare thrill ran through my entire frame. For a moment, I felt I should cling to her and cry and cry. Of course, I did not do so, but I kept gazing at her with tearful eyes. Tenderly, she continued, "Do you know the meaning of Didi? It means elder sister. Won't you tell your sister your troubles?" Amid sobs, I said, "The girls keep teasing me." She laughed. "Why don't you do the same? Why are you scared of them? If you cry like this, they will pester you all the more. Who is your friend?" My nostrils were still throbbing through, though tears no longer trickled down my eyes. It seemed the teacher had poured her smile into my eyes. "Like to be my friend," she said. The bell rang. She rose with a tender pat on my back. She said, "Listen, you were a sister, all right. Now you are a friend too. But I like my friends to be brave. You have got to try to be brave. I'll always stand by you. Rest assured, my little pal. Now rise and hop off to your class." Excitement made my face flush red hot to the ear tips. Never before had anyone lavished love on me thus, and here was my teacher who had spontaneously accepted me as a sister, a friend. I was beyond myself with joy. I wanted to chuckle, to burst into near hysterical laughter. On winged feet, I ran to my class. Soon I was lost in a rare reverie. Whether I was drowned in a dream world or lost in thrilling thoughts, I know not, but I forgot that I was sitting in a class of wild girls whose prime pastime was teasing me. During the break, the earthen pot that I was drinking from fell on me and I got fully drenched. Right in front stood Maya and Chandri, laughing away to their hearts' content. Their prankish plan had worked. They had kept the pot tilted. Veena, just a few yards away, queried what happened. Maya's laughter obstructed her speech. She managed to yell, "Slippery, slippery," and then continue her hysterical chuckles. Then Chandri continued, "From the slippery hands of Slippery, the slippery pot went slip, slip, slip." And now let's watch the fun, said Veena. Let's see if the teacher sits her in her lap or just give her a good hard slap. I was squeezing the water out of my wet frock. I felt like standing up to my full height and shouting, "Shameless, aren't you ashamed of your naughty tricks?" But I could not do so, despite my efforts to muster courage. I was afraid of my own words, yet this surely was the first occasion when I did not take to my heels but stood there firm enough to face those wicked bullies. Before the school closed for the day, the teacher came to the classroom again and said to me, "From today, you are going to be responsible for bringing the register, chalk, and duster every morning. Come, take this key, carry these copybooks to the teacher's room, count them, and keep them in my drawer. Ask the peon to show you my drawer." My otherwise trembling legs were now filled with some miraculous strength. I rushed enthusiastically and completed the assigned job in a jiffy. When I placed the key on the teacher's table, she looked at me and smiled. I smiled back. I was thrilled from top to toe. I felt my little heart inflate with pride. I found no awkwardness in moving about in my still wet frock, nor was there any trace of fear while returning home. Thank you.